Hey DIY friends, so today I'm going to be showing you guys the Dollar Tree self-adhesive wall tiles and giving you my honest review while showing you where I have mine in my house and how you can make yours stick on the wall and not fall off like many people are saying that they are experiencing when they apply these onto the wall. So these peel and stick tiles are made by 2 Bench Hardware, and the first thing I wanted to point out is when you do receive it, it has instructions on the back that tells you each step of how to apply these. And the number one thing you must do is to actually clean your surface before applying the tile. I'll go into more detail further in the video. So once you get your tile, it will look like this. They do also have this in black. I have a link for you. You can check it out in black now. And you also can get it in white. These are the only 2 colors they currently have available online in the pack of 50. They do not have the option to break those down. Like in some items in Dollar Tree you can buy like 4 or 3. You have to buy the whole case for this one, unfortunately, and no stores carry these at all. So the actual color is like a darkish gray, and you have to be careful when you are touching these, especially if you have long nails, because I actually scratched a portion of the gray off. In certain parts you can scratch and it doesn't come off, but in areas like this I'm scratching and it's coming off. So it's like it's not even made 100% the same on each tile. You will see each tile look a little different, and I say that because I had some tiles where the gray part down here had some white from this part at the bottom, so I had to literally cut a couple of tiles to get all the white off before applying it to my wall so I can make it look all the same. And also it also made this tile uneven at the bottom because of the extraness from the top part of another one that I had actually cut away. So when you get to the back, you have this little this yellow sticker that says peel off this angle. Now I don't like to use this, and I'll tell you why. When you pull this typically happens. You see that right there? That typically happens from the angle when you pull it. This really irritated me because a lot of my, not a lot, I'll say a couple out of every 10 I use, maybe like 1 or 2 actually did that. And that really just made me upset, because then I was like, well, now I can't use this because it's separated. But you have to use an actual glue to make it go back together. Now, these tiles are hollow in the center, and I have never purchased a peel and stick tile before, so I'm not sure how other tiles are made, but this is a separate piece, and in the backing that's sticky is also a separate piece. So in the center of this is all hollow. The only thing that's holding these 2 together is the supposed to be glue or whatever they use to hold it all around the perimeter. So I actually did a little test, and I cut one of the tiles in half. And this is what you will use to actually cut it in half. You will need to have a cutting mat like this. I prefer to use a rotary tool, which makes it so much easier, but you can also use scissors. And I got this really hard metal ruler from Dollar Tree a while ago, and it's perfect for aligning it on the actual tile and applying pressure before using your scissors or rotary tool to cut it. So I cut the actual tile just to show you what it's like inside. So this is how your tile will look. Now if you need to cut a middle piece out, then you will have a continuous hole going all the way through. And when you apply this to your wall, this top part, which is the tile view, will poke out. It will look as if it's not on the wall because it is not adhere to anything. You will only have these 2 sections, and if these 2 sections come undone, then you just have a floppy piece on your wall. And that's one of the biggest things that I've seen for some of my tile when I do apply them. But not all of them do this. Like I'm telling you, like they are all made supposed to be the same, but they all have a different issue with them. Tried out a few things. You can always use this glue, which I got from Dollar Tree. It's the foam and poster board adhesive. Not all Dollar Tree carry these, but this is some great glue. I use this on everything, and it dries really fast. I do a technique where I apply the glue and then I allow it to just get some get a little air dry, because when it gets dry, that's when it becomes really tacky, and it will adhere to this. When you just pour it, it will be very liquidy and it will spill everywhere, and it won't hold these two together. But when you allow it to get a little bit of air dry, that's when it starts to stick really good. And this is what you would need to do if you already have these on your wall. Is I got a Dollar Tree very thin brush, paintbrush, and I put the actual glue on the paintbrush. I lined it where the opening was, and it's applied pressure. I counted to 30 just so I can make sure that, you know, I had it on there a long enough time versus like 2 to 5 seconds. And that seemed to always allow them to stay adhered to the wall. I'm going to show a demonstration of how it will look on the wall when one of the seams break on the side. Now, another thing is that the corners sometimes do not have enough stickiness, and they will come forward. With those tiles, I actually just took them off the wall because I did not want to apply glue. Now, I do a little technique on a wall when I am using my tiles by overlapping them a little bit. And basically, I like to either have my tile butt up straight against the bottom part, or overlap it a little bit like this so that the seam can look a lot more professional looking. So that's what I try to do, which is I think is probably the issue, because the glue is not strong enough to adhere to itself. So if you have this glue or some other type of glue, you can apply it to the base and then, you know, piece it together this way.
Okay, so going on DollarTree.com, you will type the word tile in the search, and then you will see a couple of options. This is the white option, which I have myself. It gives you a little description. It gives you 2 pictures, and then it goes to the reviews. It's kind of fun now because when I purchased these, there were no reviews, and now I get to see how other people actually use their tiles, see what they wrote, and I have an idea of why most people gave it low reviews based upon what I know they didn't do properly most times. And I like this picture, how she put it on top of her cabinets, and it gave it a totally different feel and view. And then I went to the black one. I was going to buy the black one, but I didn't know or have a clue what to do with them, and I looked at their reviews as well just to see if they was getting the same kind of results from the white ones as well. I have the links to purchase these in the description, so you can go and get yours for your home.
Now, another issue that these sometimes have is this whole back piece will not be sticky, like at all. And I haven't experienced that, but I have read people say that the back piece is not really sticky, and that's what's not allowing them to, not allowing it to go into the wall. Now, I have not run into not one tile being not sticky, and I can say that if you applied this to your wall and it fell off, chances are your wall was not cleaned the way it needed to be for this to apply, and it actually took whatever was on your wall off, and it just stuck to the back part of this, where I have placed this on a piece of on the part of my wall that has really flimsy drywall, and when I took this off, the drywall actually came off with this. So that's a way that I figure, hey, this is probably what happened when it fell off of your wall. It wasn't properly cleaned, and it took all the dirt and gunk, and it just attached to the actual tile, and then that just fell off. So now I'm going to show you me applying this to the wall and what it will look like when you have to cut sections off, and how you can make them look more better without it poking out because it's not actually glued together in the middle. So I'm going to be applying the one that I cut in half, just because this is the most problematic one once you need to fit it into a corner when you apply your tile. So I'm going to apply it this way. Now when you apply your tile, yes, people will go like that and just call it a day. You have to literally go like this with your tile, because all of the backing is where it's sticky. This part is not sticky at all. So if you just lightly pressing on it, you can have a lot of air bubbles that's not adhering the backing to your wall. So I like to go all around the bottom and the top and go like this. Now, if I was to apply a second piece to the top, which I'm going to apply the one that actually had an issue on the top, overlap it a little bit. Now this could be a good option if you wanted to do it this kind of way, where you actually overlap the center part of where I cut it so it cannot come up. So this is actually holding that part down, so now it looks completely like together. But you will get an area where that's not an option. And look, I just took a piece off and then this happened. And this will happen with a few of your actual tile. And so if this is like the last tile you have and you need to save this, you will literally get the glue and you will glue around the flat part of the edge. I also glue in the center part where the line is in the back. And then I apply it back onto it and let it dry before I use it again. But I'm going to continue to use it for demonstration purposes. So this is how it will look on the wall. And as time goes on and time goes on, you will start to see a lot of your tiles look like this, where it's bulgy at the bottom part and you don't know why, and you keep going like this, but it keeps popping back up and you will have like this gap right there. And that's where I will get my glue with the little sponge. I will put it into the area, because basically you will be putting the glue on the sticky backing, the top part on the backing, so that it can go back to being connected to each other.
Okay, so my review for this product is that I would buy it if I was someone who do not have it, and I will buy it even though it has these little hiccups. They are $1, and getting an extra $1 to buy the glue, which is a lot for these tiles, to make it how I want to make my room different, to make a little backsplash, is so much more cheaper than buying the tile that I see for peel and stick on Amazon or anywhere else. To clean this, it is very simple because this is a smooth surface. You will get your cleaning product. I decided to spray it on my actual cloth and then wipe it on the tile versus spraying it on the tile. And I say this because if you have liquid and you're spraying it on the tile, more than likely the liquid will fall into the cracks of the tile, which will indeed seep to the back and remove the stickiness from the back of the tile. Now these tiles are sticky, like I can give it that. The stickiness really do work as long as your wall is indeed clean. If you decide, hey, I want to hang a picture or something in front of it, or I want to hang a shelf, all you have to do is literally put your nail on it and just bang it like you normally would do. I don't see it actually causing a big rip, but you can always apply painter's tape over the area that you want to actually put a nail through, just to avoid extra cracking on the actual tile. So yeah, I think it's a great buy. You should go get it. Well, this is the end of the video. Here is my lovely bathroom that I'm still renovating for like I don't know how long, but I finally got the feature wall I wanted behind my actual toilet. My showers be hot and I have no problem. Thank you guys for watching and have a good one.